All right, hello everyone. This is Josh, also known as Yashu. You're just tuning into another episode of the TLOY Talks podcast. You can get this on all platforms: YouTube, Spotify, Buzzsprout, Apple Podcasts, Patreon. On Patreon, there's like different tiers and there's like different perks within those tiers as well too. So definitely, like when you sign up for one, you'll either get like the highest tier or like the lowest tier, like depending on the amount of perks and such like that too. And yeah, definitely support from there. We're dropping like a lot of like episodes like on the daily and all that, and like much more content too. So definitely tune in for that. And I'm just gonna get it like started right here. So we have one of the rising producers in the Toronto music scene right now has produced for Saints, Woy Kiddish, and all that, which it's like banging on the streets right now. Has worked with like a lot of rising artists like in the game right now and has performed at like a lot of events at Fred E Fame and is set to perform at Beatkits like within the next coming month and all that. So we have 808Tanzania in the building.
What up? What up? What up?
How are you doing, man?
Man, I'm just here. I'm cooling. You know?
Man, yeah. Like it's been like a while since I've had like some producers like on the pod and all that too. Like I know like as far as like the last couple ones I've had like Bavara Beats, it's got named Remix Chalet and all that too. I've like some artists that I've worked with before that did the producing artist side and all that too. But we have like a unique producer right here and all that, which is you and all that. Like I was just like listening to some of the stuff and all that too on YouTube. Like I like the style that you bring and all that too. Like we talked about it, like you do like drill, Jersey drill, like some trap and all that too. And that's bring.
Yeah.
All right, man. I want to get it like started for a bit too. So, like, where'd you grow up and like what was like the environment like?
The environment, like family wise.
Just like the area and all that.
Oh, the area. So I grew up on Southside VP. So like, there's like a big like music influence. Like obviously you had like older heads rapping, and some upcoming artists rapping too. Especially from like Parma, Lawrence, everywhere.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because I know like Roni's like a big artist like out there and all that. Sick. Kilo. We talked about it like pretty earlier and all that too. So I guess like it kind of like translated to like the new sound like coming through too, because I know there's like a lot of artists like True that's popping up like around there and all that. You also have like artists like Top Gunna and like I think YH that are like kind of like doing their thing as well too. So it's pretty interesting, yeah, man. As far as like the childhood, like what was that like, and was it like a good experience or was it like different?
So I grew up in a single mother household. It was me and my brother, and it was somewhat a good experience.
Okay.
Just not having a dad around, just like it's whatever.
Okay, yeah, no worries. And I'm guessing, like from like the childhood until now, was it like very interesting growing up too? Like I guess like even though there wasn't as much too, like there was like a lot of time to kind of have fun, do like your own thing, like with, like school, sports, all that sort of stuff too.
Yeah. I was actually in a rugby team in high school. I played the prop position for a little bit.
Okay, I guess that was like probably like a cool experience and all that, right?
Yeah.
Oh, true. As far as like music and all that too, like what was like your first like introduction, all that?
Damn, my first introduction. It was actually my mom. It would be like Sunday morning cleaning. She'll just play like bare like Bollywood music.
Okay.
So yeah, just listen to Bollywood music. Then for my older brother, like 50 Cent,
Okay.
Kanye, uh, G Unit, all like the OGs.
Okay, yeah. I mean, Eminem was like coming up around that time
Yeah,
too.
Eminem too. Yeah.
Young GC, yeah, no, it's dope, man. And were those like artists that you kind of like gravitated to like listening to like growing up and all that?
Yeah, for sure. And Kanye's like a big influence, especially on the producing side.
True. Do you have any like favorite like Kanye songs and all that, or?
Damn, there's a lot. Ultralight Beam, uh, Blood on the Leaves.
Okay.
What else? The Runway. Just classics.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I was just listening to Graduation like the past couple days and all that too, and like
Classic
just
album.
yeah,
Classic.
exactly, and like production levels, like it's pretty good. I know I Wonder has been gaining like some traction on TikTok too, which I had a friend named TJ Roots who kind of used like that same like instrumental that Kanye used for I Wonder like on his song too. So like it kind of has like that good like vibe and all that too, So yeah, man. How did you get into producing?
So I always had a passion for music. So it was like back in like 2016. I was just like messing around on like GarageBand on my brother's Mac. Then I started like looking up tutorials how to make beats. Then slowly graduated to FL. And yeah, I started taking it serious around like 2022 when I bought myself a mini keyboard. Started making my own melodies and all that.
Okay, yeah, that's cool. Because I know like a lot of people go from like GarageBand to like Fruity Loops to like Pro Tools and all that, and
Yeah,
like
yeah.
kind of goes from there, and then they buy like the first like MPC and all that. So yeah, nah, it's interesting. Have you ever had like any family that kind of like made music and all that, or
Uh, no, not really.
so you're
Yeah,
kind of like the first in your family to
yeah,
do it?
yeah. I'm pretty much the first one.
Okay, and like as far as like the drive goes, because you went from 2016 up until like 2022 to work for like melodies, like work for like the idea of like production and all that too. So but like what inspired you to kind of do this and like take it seriously and all that?
Honestly, it was those like genius, like Metro Boomin, like the breakdown of like this person's beat, this artist's song. I just thought it was like interesting on the production side, like what happens like behind the scenes.
True. Yeah, because I know with the studio videos and all that, like I know when Timbaland and like Jay-Z did their stuff too with I think some stuff off the Black album, and like I know Kanye like did some stuff back then too, like it would show like how like the producers like very like in depth like with the sound too, like
Yeah,
they bob their head and all that, they like vibe with the melody, do like the vibe check and all that, see like the artist like kind of likes it too. So and yeah, a lot of those tend to be very interesting too. And I know there were some like beat breakdowns on Mass Appeal, which I definitely like recommend as well too for you to check out too. So as far as like influences and all that too, so what were like some artists or genres were you like mainly like influenced by and all that?
damn. Some genres, rap, R&B. Subgenres include like drill, Jersey Club. Uh, a lot of like Kanye West like samples and all that. And honestly, anything like I'll go from like listening to like Adele to listen to like G Unit. Like it just depends on my mood.
Yeah. Oh, same. I know for me, recently I've been listening to mix of country, mix of like some old school rap and all that too, like Post Malone, Morgan Wallen, freaking like the Carter 2, Carter Free and all that. Michigan Boat Boy actually which is actually a very decent project. Like, I re-listened to it again and all that, and G.I. Joe with Yachty and Louis Ray, it's like also like a dope song as well too. So yeah, man. As far as like artists that you wanna like like that you want to like work with someday, like do you have any in mind?
There's a lot. Future's definitely one of them. Uh, but in the city, Sav's been doing his thing. I've been wanting to work with him. Sav 4 times. Uh, Roni.
Okay.
Yeah, I grew up listening to Roni like middle school days.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
I do definitely see you with artists like YBA and all that. Like I know like YBA is like doing like the whole like UK drill stuff. Like
yeah,
I think your stuff might work with him. Like Pablo the Sensei. Like I think like that would be
yeah.
like a good vibe and all that. True, like that would be a good one. Yeah, a lot of good recommendations and all that too. I mean, even the West End stuff. Like I'd see you do with like Doovie, Hood Baby, like Peppa and all
Yeah.
that. MDS, like
Yeah, shout out to Doovie, yeah.
yeah, man. For first time listeners that want to like get into your sound, like how would you describe your music to them, and what can they expect from your like production, all that?
Bouncy. Just like just vibes. Groovy, bouncy. And yeah.
Okay. And there's like a lot of like producers like in Toronto right now that are like competing for like the number one spot to get a placement and all that sort of stuff too. So like, what do you bring to the table as like a rising producer like in the Toronto scene, and like what makes you different from like other artists and all that?
the thing I seen with all these like Toronto beats, especially like artists from here that's like hopping on, like I seen them like it all like sounds like the same to me. Like I just bring like some different to the table. Like I'll give you like a Jersey like R&B beat or like a drill mixed with like R&B. And yeah, like yeah.
Okay. And like as far as like short term and like long term goals and all that, do you have any in mind for your music career and all that?
Oh, goals. Honestly, some goals of mine had to be like just working with like more artists in the city. To be honest with you, just getting my name out there, and yeah,
Okay. Have you like did like some ways like like send some beats to like certain artists too, or like reach out to them like via email and all that, or like networking and all that?
yeah, especially like at the Beatkits beat battle, I met with like a lot of like artists, and yeah, just like DMing like different artists if they need beats. I'll send them like a quick like pack of like 5 beats, and yeah.
Okay. Were they kind of receptive to receiving that, and like did they try to like work on them like on somewhere?
Yeah. Shout out to Valentino. We have some like shit coming up. It's real soon.
Okay, that's cool, man. As far as your creative process goes, like what's that like? Like when producing a beat and all that.
My creative process. Okay, so I'll start off with like the drums, cause the drums like it just if you start with the drums that it just makes it more bouncy. And then I'll just make the melody, or like sometimes I'll like start a beat, and then I won't finish it, and then I'll just start a new one and like get back to it. So like I'm not the type of guy. Oh, like it took me like 20 minutes to make this beat. Like I always like go back to it. You know?
Okay. And is there like a day by day process like when you're like working on like beats and all that too? So do you do like you start off with like playing with like, an instrument and all that, and then like working on the drums like on like Fruity Loops or like Pro Tools and all that, or
Yeah. Sometimes I collab with other producers. I would like send me loops, and then I'll just do the drums, and yeah.
okay, cool. Were these like more so like local producers or more like international ones and all that?
Honestly, it's just been like more like Toronto based or
Okay.
like Canadian based producers.
Okay. Oh, that's cool, man. Like I know we talked about like the gear for a bit too. So like you use like like GarageBand, and then you've like had like your own keys and all that, and then also with like Free Loops and like Pro Tools and all that. So with the current gear that you have, is just kind of like the keys and like Pro Tools or like Fruity Loops and all that, or
Yeah, pretty much just C major, A minor, all like Fruity Loops, mostly Fruity Loops and like BandLab.
okay. I want to talk about Saints Woy Kidditch song and all that. So, how did you manage like to link up with him, and like what was like the creative process? Working on that beat.
Okay, so I met him at the first Beatkits event that I went to, and I just like we just networked, and then I think I sent him a drill beat. I sent him like a couple drill beats, and then he fucked with this one Emerald type beat. And then he sent me like his verse on it, his song on it, and then the rest is history.
Right. I guess like did it like kind of like build your name in that sense to like people starts like noticing all that?
Yeah, definitely having my first song that I produced on Spotify. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool, man. I want to talk about like your name for a bit too. So, how did you manage to get that name 808 Tanzania?
Honestly, I was in my room. Okay, I used to go by like tempo music. And then I'm like, I need like something like that'll like stand out a little bit more. Like something a little bit more like personal.
Okay.
And then I'm like, okay, so 808s, 808 like drums, whatever. then where I'm from, in Tanzania. And yeah.
As far as like getting into like the Toronto like music industry and all that too, so how did you immerse yourself in the Toronto scene, and how was that experience like working with like many like-minded people?
Uh, it's good. Yeah, that's all I can say, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did that start off with the Fred E Fame event, or did that start off with the Beatkits one?
Oh, well, first I was in Beatkits. Then I went to this like one event like Fred E Fame set up. Shout out to him. Uh, and yeah, that was just like a little like showcase and like cipher on like to showcase my beats and like have other artists like just rap on them.
Okay. And I guess like the experience, like was it like a good experience, going to Beatkits and like the Fred E Fame one as well?
Yeah, it was an amazing experience. What Beatkits is doing right now, they're putting on producers from like all across Canada, and I think they're going on tour all around America now.
Okay. And you're going to the upcoming one, I think, by the end of the month or in April, or?
Yeah, April 4th.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure, man. As far as rapper like type beats and all that too, because I know like some people will do that, others like they'll just have like random names and all that too. So how do you feel about like rapper type beats, and if it like kind of like diminishes like the artistry that producers like have and all that?
I feel like it limits like a creative process. Cause like for example, like if you're trying to make a Playboy Cardi type beat, you're just like, okay, how would like Cardi rap on this? Like I feel like it just eliminates like the creative process. Cause you have like producers making beats for like different rappers and they want to like sound like different producers. I feel like everyone should like build their own sound. And yeah.
Okay. And I guess like most people like just kind of like change up the names, or like they look into YouTube, see like what other producers are doing and all that.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, how do you feel about even like with the content that producers are doing like on YouTube right now? Because I know a lot of them are doing like live sessions where they're making beats and all that. Others they're kind of doing like pre-made ones, and like people like just tune in, like find out like what they can learn and all that too. So
Yeah. Especially on Twitch. There's like a lot of like producers just like making beats on their stream, even engineering for like artists like shout out to Black Boy Max.
okay, and like the whole like Song Wars thing and all that.
Yeah, Song Wars, yeah, all that.
Okay, is that something that you really want to like do like someday, like later on, like down the line and all that?
Yeah, I really want to like just like what Black Boy Max is doing. I feel like he just like sparked up a whole like idea. Cause like Eden Ross, yeah, he was on like live with like a lot of artists like Tory Lanez, uh, Playboy Cardi, and all them, but he wasn't really making music with them. I feel like Black Boy Max, he's just doing it different.
And I guess Kai as well too. Like I know Kai did the whole like mafia fun and all that, but it's not like catered to rappers as much like anymore as it used to and all that.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you feel like producers tend to have as much respect today, or do you feel like it's kind of the opposite and all that?
I feel like it's a mix of both. Like, like some producers don't get the credit they deserve, but at the same time, they do. Like without the producer, there's no song, no beat, like no nothing.
And even like in your experience too, like was it something that it was like something that you're trying to like work on for a bit to get people to tap in to like check out your stuff and all that too, or like do you feel like it'll come like within due time and all that?
I feel like if I just keep posting, it'll push like algorithms. But I'm just going with the flow right now.
Okay, that's cool. We actually had a mutual connection that we talked about earlier, like TSH Movement, Tenacious and all that too. So, like, how was it like, like linking up with him and just like, doing content and all that?
So yeah, I've been in the streams for like about like almost 2 years now, and we met for the first time at the Beat Kids Beat Battle back in October, and it was just a vibe ever since then.
Okay,
To be honest.
that's cool, man. Like I know, he said at our previous podcast that he's actually trying to do like music and all that too. So, how do you feel about that? And is that something that you guys are trying to work with like right now and all that?
Yeah, I'd be sending him my beats on his Discord. And then yeah, you just be cooking on them sometimes from time to time.
Yeah, for sure. Now I do definitely see you with him like on a project and all that too. Like like him like rapping, you producing and all that. And I think like it could work and all that.
Yeah, I'm actually working on a streaming album. So like I'll have like streamers just like make music on my beats. So like everything produced by me and hopefully engineered by me.
Okay, that's cool, man. What do you think makes a great song, like in your opinion, all that?
A great song.
Yeah.
I feel like if it's catchy, the melody definitely has to be catchy. Uh Sometimes the beat carries the track. But yeah.
That's cool, man. Yeah, because I know with like certain beats too and all that, like some people like they try to like find go through like the flow and all that too, like to see like where it hits. Like some people like they kind of have a skill set to do certain stuff, like Blueface like being like offbeat and all that too, or like Rio the Young OG like shit talking and all that. Same with like RMC Mike and all that. Others, it's like it all depends on if they use like autotune and all that, or if they do like different tunes and all that too. Because even like Roger Troutman and all that Zap, like they did the whole like do 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 like some like work like that. Others like it all depends on the style and all.
Yeah, like you just gotta be different. You just gotta sound different in this music industry, especially in Toronto.
Yeah, that's facts, man. Do you have any like pet peeves like as a producer and all that?
uh Producers that use loops, like they don't make their own melodies. They just be downloading loop packs and then adding drums to it. That's one of my pet peeves for sure. Like,
Okay. I know what you mean, man. Yeah, I know some others it's like, like the whole like studio process too, because like when you're producing like in the studio and all that, sometimes there could be like too many like distractions and you just only need to be like by yourself, like with the engineer and all that too.
oh yeah,
Same with like artists and all that too.
yeah,
So
that too. Like when you're in the studio and then an artist just brings like five. He comes like 5 minutes deep. And then it's like it just like messes up the workflow.
yeah, no, for sure. Have you been to any Toronto like studios for the most part too?
Honestly, no. I only been to Fred E Fame studio that one night. But yeah, that's about it.
Yeah. 'Cause I know, like in some cases too, like even like going to certain studios too can like work, vibe with like the engineer and all that too, or like even like working under him, like sometimes to see where it could go. Like
Yeah.
sometimes it could work either way. So, um, like we have like some final like questions for a bit too. So, how do you feel about the Toronto music scene at the moment? Do you feel like there should be some changes on the direction of where the scene should go to, or do you feel like it's like fine the way it is?
I feel like it fell off and just like getting back into its place. Shout out to Sav for bringing it. He's been killing it lately with like tracks from like Jayhound. Uh,
I know the Clipper song is like doing its like thing to
yeah,
disco music. Like 100 OTD is like also making a little bit of a comeback too, like with his music too, and Case have bands and this other kid named I think it's Little Trench and all that. So I know they're kind of doing their thing
yeah,
too.
like the whole like Team East, and they're going on tour right now too. So yeah,
Yeah, for sure. You know what's crazy? They actually never had a Toronto show too, but I definitely understand the situation. But I feel like even if they like move it to like a Vaughan or Richmond Hill and all that, like I think that could like definitely like pack out like a lot, like with a lot of people.
yeah. The only other artist I see like that's doing shows like that's like Roni
Yeah, true.
all around like Canada.
Yeah, because I know he's gonna be performing in Barry next and like some other like videos too. So
Yeah,
yeah, man. Do you ever feel there's a crab in the bucket mentality in Toronto?
yeah, for sure. Like I feel like we get underlooked. Definitely like we're definitely in the shadow. Like compared to like cities like New York, Atlanta. Cause I feel like there's a lot of like envy in the city. A lot of like hate when everyone's just trying to eat. But just just a lot envious.
Yeah, true. Do you feel like there could be some improvement like on that too? They like just like making them like bridge like on what like Freddie was doing and like the Beatkit one and all that too, or do you feel like it has to be more within a systemic like platform to kind of bring people together, but like more in a naturalized type of way and all that?
I feel like a lot of artists need to like start just performing, like just find like venues to perform at, and like just connect with the right people.
Yeah, that's cool. Do you have any plans like for this year and all that in terms of like any stuff going on? Like I know you have the B Kids one like coming up in April, and I know that you have like stuff like Valentino coming soon and all that. So
Valentino. Yeah, he rapped on my Party and Get High beat. Uh, what else? But this summer, I'm just trying to like go like hard on like DJing, honestly, because I think that's a wave I want to get into, and I've been like just practicing myself.
okay.
Yeah.
Do you have any closing remarks you'd like to say and all that?
Yeah. Follow your dreams. Like, if it gets hard, like the path might be dark, but if you really believe in your dreams, you'll get there.
That's facts, man. No, 808 Tanzania, it's like dope having you on, man. Like it's what a good
Yeah.
yeah. It's dope having you on, like getting to know like more about you, getting to know like more about like the producing scene and all that, and getting to know your interest. And we'll definitely have you back like when you
Yeah.
have like a lot of like stuff like going on too, but yeah,
Yeah.
this is like just like the only way up from here and all that too. So
Yeah.
it's good luck either way and all that. This is Josh, also known as Yashu, another episode of the TLOY Talks podcast. You can get this on all platforms: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Buzzsprout, Patreon, much more. Definitely check out 808 Tanzania stuff on YouTube, like a lot of like dope beats from there and all that. Check
Yes,
out
sir.
the Saint song Woy, like it's like doing its like numbers like either way too. Definitely go to the Beatkits one coming up in April where he'll be showcasing his like beats and all that. And yeah, it's amazing to hear and all that too. And you also have like a producer page where you could like sell like your beats and all that, right?
Yeah. BeatStars. Yeah.
All right.
808 Tanzania. Yeah.
All right, yo, this is Josh, also known as Yashu with 808 Tanzania, signing off.